Good afternoon, and welcome to DieDragonDie presents the Legends Campaign, episode 42. I'm your DM and host, Marty, joined by John, Adam, and Mark. Ahmed is a little bit late today, doing family stuff, so we'll forgive him while we play some D&D. How was everyone's week?
It was alright. Nothing special happened.
So it's not meh, it was like, it was okay.
I shoveled snow for 2.5 hours today. That was,
That's always fun.
The highlight of my week, but probably the most interesting. That's how exciting my life is.
Oh, that's not good. John, Adam,
that's why I went first. I don't want to.
I only had about half hour of shoveling to do. It got done. The new Gaim routine is
such a
really
fancy
boring.
Gaim, we call it James.
It's it's so boring. I hate cardio so much. Fuck you, cardio. Why can't you just be a big thing that you pick up?
Okay, because you want to do weight training, is that what you...
I want to do.
You could always just pick up something big and run with it for a while.
In fact, at my gym, they're adding sleds, which is specifically meant for basically that. They're adding sleds and farmer walk shuttles, which are two things that weigh about 200 plus pounds, one in each hand, and then walk.
Okay, so you're pulling sleds and doing these farmer shuffles things, and it sounds like you want to go home.
But it's cold. When I go home, it's cold.
You're doing a nice air.
You know what? When you say that, it's kind of
It's like people who drive to the gym to walk on a treadmill. I don't get that.
They take the elevator.
Nice. You don't have to deal with people. You can put on your headset and
you take the elevator to get on the Stairmaster.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Although all the places that have like stairs or an elevator to leave, I understand that.
Right. Yeah. You don't want to fall down the stairs on the way down and die.
Dude, when you're leaving, there's like a whole, these stairs, they are killing me.
Pretty much.
Kenny says Ahmed's either not here or he's currently adventured into the land of utter darkness. Poor Ahmed.
No, Kenny, when he gets back, you just mention that he wasn't here and just say there's only one logical explanation.
Correct.
And wait to see his response. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, the
wait to see his
explanation.
response.
And so there's a meme that we have, and given that we try not to speak to each other, there's a reason why we do a half an hour pre-game sort of chat to get all the vulgarity and everything out.
As vulgar as we are on stream.
Yeah, there's a meme amongst us where if one of us late or we don't know where they are, we basically say at the beginning there's only one explanation, and then we come up with like something really, really vulgar about what he's doing that's keeping him late.
We'll let you use your imagination.
Right, exactly. So there's only one explanation. It's like, where's Ahmed? There's only
one logical explanation.
Only one logical explanation. Yeah. Right. So we're filters up. They're getting clogged.
Oh no! I want to say football team. Oh no! I said football team.
Yeah, when you hang out with the same people, lots you develop memes and ways of speaking to each other that's fun to dissect afterwards. All right, so everyone does their week thing. I basically lost sleep to RimWorld. Oh my god, this game is crack. This game is crack. It just has the right amount of, and I have one more thing. And one more thing. And this thing happened, and then one more thing. It's like Civ on crack. And I'm gonna
it's
leave
like
it at that.
Civ, but more addicting.
So apparently, it's someone's refinement of the Dwarf Fortress concept, so you can understand why.
Yeah, there was a video game guy that everyone thought was crazy, and whether or not this person took his work and went with it. It kind of reminds me of Chris Crawford. Chris Crawford basically thought that you could model human interaction with sliders, basically sliders that depict behavior and traits of humankind, and then they could interact in sort of a way. They started to do that sort of thing between the little characters you've got running around in the game. It might be a really simple version of this, but I did a little bit of research into this stuff a long time ago, and it really reminded me of Chris Crawford's work. And then Dwarf Fortress I never played,
same concept.
But yeah, I get
much uglier and much harder to do.
Right.
This is one guy putting together with ASCII graphics.
This is like Dwarf Fortress meets. I've never done it. I've watched it. It's kind of like Farmville management, and then there's combat. Like it's crack. I need to get it out of my system. So probably one more week of just playing it straight and not sleeping will probably get it out of my system.
So you're saying you need to OD?
I need to OD
right.
on it.
OD, and then you come back and you're like, yeah, let's not do that again for 3 months.
So that was my week. How come Marty didn't stream this week? Maybe I should have streamed my RimWorld addiction. What's that?
Did you beat Fantasy?
No, I still halfway through that game, so I need to go back to that one. And
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, it was like one night at like 11 p.m. I'm like, man, let's just try it out.
No!
I'm there at like 9 a.m. going, good thing I don't have to work today. Hilarious.
Dysfunction.
Yeah, hilarious and wrong.
Robots in disguise.
All right, so why don't we cut the shit and then we'll talk about what happened last game. So last game, the episode was called "You Ruined Everything," episode 41. Everything. The Heroes of Aegis explore Nam's temple. Altagar has epiphanies about giant kind and the role that he might play in the days to come. After a short stop in Dvergholm, the party flies to Vosnsaga, the capital of Vosland, to face the High King and inform him of the fate of his son. During their stay at the capital, Gala summons a celestial mount, Uker holds a festival of strength, and Altagar undergoes a mighty transformation. Meanwhile, Lemmy-O makes a terrible discovery at the Odin's Gate. In a cutscene, the party doesn't quite know exactly what happens, they just know what the effect is. Remy-Ne, or kind of a summary, Remy-Ne had found his way back to Yig and into the court of Queen Grenseldek, who had raised her army of retribution and it was marching towards Vosnsaga with what I claimed 1,000 hill giants. Remy-Ne found his way into her court and convinced Queen Grenseldek to not march into Vosnsaga, but to perform a pruning, if you will. To use the axes that were smelted in orc forges at the hands of the that are now in the hands of hill giants, to hack away the branch that led to the planet that had been connected to Yggdrasil for so long. And for 30 days and 30 nights, the hill giants did their work, clogging the gate and severing.
Uker could have done it in 3.
And severing the connection. Lemmy-O right now is quite upset, as you guys were forced to flee via teleport the vicinity of the Odin's Gate because the severing of the connection also led to, like, very powerful local earthquakes, and you were kind of in the heart of a mountain that either Yig grew out of or that grew around Yggdrasil. Oh, okay. And
mad at that green-haired cherub.
And you return back to Vosnsaga. Lemmy-O decided that he was going to use his mythic version of sending to send a message to someone he's never met before, which is really interesting and quite powerful power. Normally, sending you have to know the person or have seen them. And he sent it to Grenseldek, and she went into a tirade about how the Heroes of Aegis ruined everything. that she loved him, and that she's blaming you guys essentially for the failure of her marriage.
Well, I think that she's externalizing this conflict in a way that isn't conducive to self-realization or personal growth.
Well,
Also, she's a bitch.
Sup,
Ahmed,
ladies?
We're live.
So,
I'm casting Fifth Circle.
Ahmed didn't have the half an hour of getting it all out, so filters up.
Now,
man.
Kenny, now!
We're streaming. We're streaming. A wild Ahmed appears in tall grass.
I feel better.
A wild Ahmed appears. It casts roar. It's super ineffective.
It casts not valid on internet.
Rawr.
All right. Okay. So what have we been doing? Where are
My
we?
paws.
We're doing recap. And apparently Marty hurt his paw.
I hurt my paws.
Okay.
He's been waking on his
Should we be streaming right now? Is my
as a
question.
DM, you need to do all the voices, man. All the voices.
So, obviously, Marty's spirit animal is some sort of panther that was walking on spike stones.
Right. Spirit.
No comment. No comment about spirit.
Okay, so the party is in Vosnsaga. You teleported back to the embassy, which is also like the it's called the High King's Hall, which isn't actually the hall where he sits in Buborg, the archway. It's in the actual city where he entertains his guests. You guys have been kind of like squatting there for months now, running your huge parties and getting everyone in the city to love you.
Yep.
So you guys bought last game something like 6,000 gold pieces worth of booze, beer,
8,000.
cheese and wine, and then now Uker, you've spent a lot of money here as well. You did some commerce, you did some training, and now Uker, with the help of Altagar and the Church of the Church of Thor, have been running a festival of strength, and it was during the festival of strength that Lemmy-O decided he was going to kind of deke back to it's a hockey term, deke,
To see geometry.
to see geometry, and that's when he found that there was the connection that was severed. So you're still in the middle of the festivals of strength. Lemmy-O's going nuts, kicking things on the table and yelling at Grenseldic, and then he hears the answer, and his face kind of goes blanch. The mythic sending ends, and I think that's where we're going to begin the night.
So what'd she say?
How he ruined everything.
Good. Let's.
How she loved him and wanted. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what the dead say, anyways. She's died. Her and all the giants.
Oh, hey. This.
You're alright. Sorry. Nature will have to take its course on them.
I think he is speaking out of metaphor, where everything goes in cycle.
Yeah, usually when people say let nature take its course, they mean just leave it alone. It'll take care of itself. I don't think that's what he's thinking.
No. Well, he's druid, so when he does something, he kind of is nature.
Lemmy's sitting there. He's got like a little like a marble or food crumb. He's like moving it along, and then he smashes it. He's like, no. Then he takes another one, and then he smothers it with something else. Like, no. He's like, how are we gonna kill them?
Perhaps there isn't a violent solution here. Perhaps we could talk to her and get her to see the error of her ways and have her repent and maybe help fix the thing that she broke, says Oberon.
Speaking of broken things...
Oberon looks crushed.
Oh, no. I was talking about that crumb that he just broke. Would you mind going to get me another drink? My legs are sore from lifting things today.
And I think Altagar isn't in the competition in so much as going around and beating up the people that are causing problems and that are being overly violent, lifting things like lifting 2 warriors at a time and carrying them out. The only person in the party that's enrolled in the Festival of Strength is actually Galeth. Galeth just decided, well, I'm strong, and he's competing, and Uker was impressed with how well he did.
He threw a tree, a little tree, all the way over there. From here to over there.
That's very good for a guy with 1 arm and 1 leg.
Oberon, with slouching like the most dejected servant, goes and gets you a drink, Altagar.
Oh. When he comes back, he gives him a hug. Come here. Come here. I love you, buddy. I love you. Or sorry, down like this, because he's a giant now.
Oberon, you can tell you got some of your sweat all over him, and he's sitting there. He doesn't want to insult you, so he just sits and takes it. He doesn't prestigitate himself clean. He just kind of sits there.
Lemmy does it for him. Come on, Oberon. For crying out loud. Crying out loud.
So
you had your face in his armpits.
He glances up at Altagar, who could have put him down beside him, and he's making sure that he's not insulted. Oh,
it's okay. I know. I am big and sweaty now.
It is a good sweat. It is sweat of giants.
Lemmy-O, you notice that Uker's new pet, she's grown quite large, and she's just sitting there watching you.
Which pet?
Skolvy. I'm on the conversation layer.
Okay.
It might have been the initial violence of you kicking things around the table that made her look up, but there's just something very calm about her. She doesn't growl, she doesn't get mad. There's just something very calm and a little bit eerie that she's watching you now.
And she has a +20 intimidate.
Lemmy doesn't care right now.
Okay.
We need to regrow tree branch, or find new tree branch to here.
Can you regrow Yggdrasil?
Knowledge of my own god. I don't know.
It's a tree. Of course you can regrow. You
knowledge
just
your
need water
backstory.
Knowledge religion? Sure.
No. Knowledge items on your
Yeah, knowledge your backstory. Thanks,
Mark. I know that Yig chooses to grow to certain places. If it chose to grow here, it might be willing to regrow. That's what Lemmy's thinking off the back. 30, not 20.
Yeah, it was, the connection was severed violently.
Not by Yig, by something else.
Unless something really bad happened on the other side, but the wood that you saw was chopped.
Yep.
By large
axes. I should be able to grow it back with, feeling if Yig is willing to reconnect, which I think it is.
What if we use the giant turtle
to
in the lake and use it to...
Oh, the other one, right.
You've also seen connections spontaneously open via very powerful magic, and
you just want to lift the turtle, don't you?
Gaian.
I don't know. He's very old. Hasn't seen to, or she.
So
very old. Hasn't seen too much. Maybe she wants to go for a fly.
Look, Rick. The answer to your question, yeah, I think it's possible. I'm fairly certain it is. I'll have to start from Yig's side, probably from where the branch was severed. Although it might reconnect on its own to another part. I just don't know how long that'll take.
Well,
I might be able to make it faster.
I'm not a druid, but couldn't that take centuries? For it to
Right.
regrow.
Right. So that's why I could probably make it grow faster if I'm on the other side.
I think Oberon would be the only one still around by the time.
No, you don't get it.
Magic tree.
Plants, not that. It's Lemmy turns into a plant,
Okay.
and then he like there's like it moves a branch and like here cut these leaves off.
No.
Just do it.
Those are finger leaves.
Just do it.
Okay, he takes out his great axe and kind of puts it on the table and lets you put whatever you want cut off underneath it.
Yeah.
Okay, he slices off some leaves. Give me a heal check, Lemmy.
Sure. They start regrowing.
Well, the severed limbs
Yeah, just-
don't work the same way you think they
Okay.
do.
So
31.
you're able to, in your shape, determine what can be lost easily, and you sever off kind of a major leaf, which is basically your arm hair, you think, and he shaves that off, and then it starts to regrow. Your plant bringer makes you have fast healing. Okay.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So plants usually don't do this, but around me they do now.
Gnarlroot kind of pushes his way up.
So if a man is trying to whittle,
To prune and graft from me,
Ooh.
I offer my branches.
There's no need. There's no need, my friend. Dig is strong. It'll regrow. I apologize for my outburst.
Uker's gonna.
Gnarlroot's got a really bad case today of bark fungus.
Yeah,
It
he was,
seems, it seems to be grown in all the half of the side of him.
That's not
Uh,
possible. That should not happen.
well, you're saying
No.
the black stuff shouldn't be there?
No, as in all plants within a 1 mile radius of you grow at double their rate and don't suffer from any disease or maladies.
Okay, well he has it.
yet.
And Gnarlroot knows that it happened the second that the connection to Yggdrasil was severed.
All right, I'll do a heal check on him.
Okay.
Or wait, heal check, knowledge nature. I don't know. What is he? What do I do
Knowledge
on him?
nature for plants, but heal, I guess, in combination with your lore with plants. I'm assuming you have more than five ranks or higher in.
I used the botany.
In heal, I do, not in knowledge nature.
Okay, make a heal. Make a heal check then.
Russian gardener.
Professional pruner.
Means he's not changing his bark often enough, and then it gets itchy.
36.
Okay, you think you've got a solution for it. You might be able to apply, some sort of paste to get rid of it.
Okay. All right.
It's in there pretty deep though.
But it happened the second he.
Well, he hasn't said it, but yeah.
Yeah, you don't.
It almost happened overnight, is the way that Lemmy.
This has to be linked to Yiggs, to the Yiggs connection. All right.
Wait a sec. You are of Tree God, and
Yes.
Galith is of Night God, and Galith go do something not knightly, and then he was bad, and then he had to go talk to a guy, say sorry, and then he became knightly again. Maybe you did the bad thing for Tree God, and now he's cursed.
Oberon was about to try to speed up the conversation by naming the spell, but then sat politely and allowed Uker to explain it in his own way.
I cast.
Weird seeing a tree that's like 3 times your size just staring at you with a blank expression on his face.
I cast remove disease on him.
Okay.
On
A bunch of the stuff kind of flakes off, but you can still see little cracks of where the disease is. Give me a cast level check of where the fungus is.
That's a pretty good one.
28, 31.
Okay, so 20th level magic. You're pretty sure you got it.
I'm pretty sure I got rid of it.
Yep.
It should go away on its own, but we'll keep an eye on it.
Thank you.
But it's
Lemmy.
So
the fact that I was the only reason I did that really, Uker, is the fact that I'm still able to cast spells means that my connection to my god is still strong. Did you get it?
Maybe
The huge tree kind of like shaped like the way that like if it was a person, maybe it's like stretching its arms, its branches, and a few leaves just kind of fall off at the end.
Uker's like putting his hands over like mugs and bowls and stuff as the big disease-ridden tree is shaking himself nearby. Ew. Unless it's old man ear. Old man ear, very tasty. So we need to get back to Yig.
Right.
So we use spells to get to Yig.
Well, there's a couple of ways. The first I can think of is we use the Songgate to get to Nalburn, and then from Nalburn we solve the situation there, and then head to Yig. There's a connection from Yig to Nalburn. We know that for sure.
Oh, good. So what is song for Nalburn?
Everyone looks towards Galeth.
Well,
Except
no,
for
there's
Scovey.
no-
Scovey is
we
still
know-
looking
How would I
at
know?
Lemmy.
We know.
I didn't realize these things existed.
We know that the king has the song for Nalburn here, and they owe us some songs. We'll request that one.
He might not have Nalburn because they used Yig to go to Nalburn.
No, they go to Nalburn through here, through the gate. They've been looting and attacking Nalburn more recently than they were going through the gate. Then they're going through Yig, sorry. So they've been going to Nalburn through the gate. We know that for sure.
I have not seen many Nalburnese goods in the market.
Yeah, but the last time they weren't through Yig was how long ago?
I suspect
3
that...
seasons or something?
No offense,
No.
Galeth. I suspect that they found better pickings elsewhere. He goes over to a big bowl of fruit, and he rummages through it and picks out this weird freaking exotic fruit. Where did this come from?
What was
It's curly and yellow, and I don't understand.
Yep. Yeah.
Why would you eat it? It's all hard on the outside.
You find Korean. It's the
It's not so bad once you get through the ride.
Ride's the best part. So I think there's a bunch of things that we need to do. One is get the songs, as many songs as we can, and see what the closest place is that we can get to Yig. The other is to get as many rods as we can. Lolcrick, I know, I'm aware that there's some rods at Dvergholm. You're the king. It's up to you if you want to go ahead and do that. We can request some rods here and see how many we can buy.
The rod crucible was stolen, remember?
Beyond Crucible, there might be other ones that might be useful. He pulls out Yig's map and looks at the connections that we know of. Who knows? There might be one that we know of.
The only other rod
know
that
that
I'm aware that Dvergholm is in possession of is one that leads to the House of the Dwarven Gods.
We should go later. But yeah, that sounds...
Lolcrick's like flustered. He's like, no, we're not gonna...
All right, so let's see what rods we can buy here. We're in a big place.
Be really fun to drink with dwarven gods.
Let's see what rods we can find here. I'm sure the kingdom has their own rods.
Altagar looks to Skolvi and says, I don't know what they're talking about, but it sounds very interesting.
So he looks at him like these rods can be used like the Songgate. We can get to different places using them. There's just more to
Okay,
Scovey's
I don't know what a
smallest-
Songgate is. My first question is, what's a Yig? He was never there. He wasn't there.
It's a big tree.
Lemmy's adventures with the Mentals. No,
How does Scolby react to Altagar?
She just sniffed in Altagar's direction.
Yig is a really big
Going
tree
in and out.
that the branches go to lots of places. So if you can find the branch, you can climb up Yig and then onto another place.
Yig is spiritual, it's physical, it's many things, and it lets you travel from. It connects different worlds together.
They're
Remember
all
when,
a little too complicated. It's like a crossroads. You go down
let's
one
say-
road and you find many other roads that go in every other direction. And you just pick them
I need a
up.
holiday, Mark. I need
Respect
a
when you're
holiday
talking
from
about others.
Dvergholm.
God.
Like some sort of commemoration of like the travel to Dvergholm from Crucible.
Okay.
I know I need a name for a holiday.
Oh, from Crucible to
The Exodus?
Dvergholm.
The
No.
Cruciblus?
It has to do with like Yggdrasil. So it might be
Okay.
the day of the traveling tree or something like that, or
The journey of the tree. Yeah.
okay.
The day of the journey of the tree.
You never really understood
How do you walk on a tree? When
the journey of the tree, but there was this kind of like arc above this tree pattern that's kind of in the center as they give praise to their to the ancestors that sacrifice themselves, and they plant a tree to symbolize, coming to new soil. You never really understood that the Yggdrasil was the actual traveling tree, but now it kind of clicks. Like, oh, that's why we do that ceremony.
Oh, I always thought that was, what you call it, a metaphor.
As long as it was metaphor for a big tree, then it was right.
And I'm gonna go to worlds and locations. No, lore. Do you have a lore sheet? Yeah, journals, records, and lore. I'm gonna add close to the calendar, holidays.
Let's see.
The calendar is also based off of tree names in this world. Like birch, rowan, ash, alder, willow, hawthorn, oak, holly, hazel, vine, ivy, reed, and elder. And we'll say that the 15th of elder is the celebration
Travel tree.
day of the traveling tree.
Also, Marty, I have something I want to say because I keep forgetting to say this like 3 times.
Which is a local,
Lemmy has a quarterstaff.
which is a local celebration
Sorry,
to Dvergholm.
I wrote it.
They cost nothing, so yeah.
Yeah, it's a steep.
You pick up a stick.
And-
Congratulations.
And then there's another holiday that we should keep track of, which will be regional to Vosnsaga after the Festival of Strength. Let's see what the day is today. Because I think
Galith Day. The day that he beat everyone out of strength and proved himself the strongest man in the world.
I think they might celebrate this.
That is definitely the sound of an angle grinder or something. There's
Let me
a
just murder
standing
someone.
disc.
It's
Come on,
margarita
guys.
time.
It could be margaritas. It could be a blender.
Yep, as my guess. Elder the 8th. Hey, a bunch of holidays and basically the last day of the year, or last. Is it the?
Yo, Alucard, Bane, what's happening? Welcome to the. Welcome to our Saturday nights.
Saga.
Greetings.
Okay. So
Cannon level 100. Sorry, I didn't see you earlier.
I prodigious note taker. So, all right.
So we need to talk to Morfar, and I want to talk to Morfar for other thing.
Okay.
So I can go talk to Morfar about this thing and other thing at the same time, if you want.
Well, we all think you're very good with words. However,
Just see if he's able to provide. See if he's able to provide any Any
Oberon's
rods?
wincing.
However, certain other people are better with words, and given that Morfar can probably turn us into sheep and whatnot, maybe the little guy who's good at talking ought to do that.
Uker is not sheep. Uker is ram.
Would you like to be a ram?
So what do you
Just
suggest?
know, you seem to turn into a fish an awful lot.
It's very good for swimming.
Well, just watch out for the worms. It's a trick.
When Uker grabs worm, he catches fishermen.
That would be funny.
Uker now thinks it's a great idea.
What the fuck? Why is there a CR-14?
Are you guys going up to see Morfar?
Castle,
Yes.
yeah.
Is it a group effort or?
It's either group or subset of group.
Okay.
That
You wanna-
reminds me, in an old version of Dwarf Fortress, there was a thing where if a random animal killed a dwarf, it got a name and gained a new AI script that made it more aggressive towards dwarves. And there was a dwarf fisherman who fell in the water and started drowning, and a random, basically like a trout bit him. The dwarf died, and the game registered that because he was the only creature to do damage, that he was actually the slayer of the dwarf. So the trout gained a name, became a little bit more dangerous, and then became more aggressive towards dwarves. He tried to attack any dwarf that came near the water. It's fucking killer trout.
Nice. So Galith,
There's Galith is shiny tongue man. Does Altagar want to go talk to Morfar?
I got nothing better to do. I'll just go with you.
I'll go speak with him.
Okay.
Lemon Man?
I'll come along.
I'll do that thing where I stand outside and look really impressive.
I know this game. It's a good game.
I'm good at that.
Oberon quietly is inching over towards a table where he's got a bunch of his books, and he's like about to open up one of his books, but he's trying not to be rude by opening his books while you guys are there. He's still paying attention to you.
Oberon, you should study your books.
Altagar just looks at everyone else.
I don't know.
It's good enough.
Lokrik.
He can either watch the wizard or come for a chat.
I'll stay here. Lokrik seems a little reluctant for some reason to go up to the king's court. Maybe.
Yeah, there's some tensions. It's weird.
Well, or just
Actually, before, right?
he might be forced to
Right
go
before
meet
we
with the
head out?
king if he's a king visiting kind of thing. So he
Yep.
Go on. Let me know what you find.
Before we head out, I want to do something.
Sure.
Give me a second. I gotta turn off my phone.
Animal. Speak with animals. Marty, during D&D sessions, please turn off your cell phones. You interrupt all viewers.
You know, it's easy to talk shit, Ahmed, when the guy has his headphones off.
Oh, there he is.
Come on.
Oh, there he is. I was like, please, during D&D sessions, turn off all your cell phones. Turn them to vibrate.
Well, actually, that was my alarm to make sure I woke up.
I'm going to cast Speak with Animals.
That one.
Speak. Nice. Speak with animals and talk to Scully. You're different. You're looking at me for a long time. That's very strange. What's up?
Give me a second. I'm gonna just glance at Sculvy's.
I think she's in 3. And strength like 34. I'm a dog, wolf, bitch.
Hello, Lemmy-O.
Hello. You've been staring at me for a while.
Ook is listening to the conversation.
Do you sense something?
You got excited.
Oh. Right.
For a moment, it was exciting,
Wait, you think...
but nothing happened.
Oh, God. Okay, you gotta be careful of this one.
Scully is,
Right.
is very good.
He pets her on the pets her, I guess, right above the nose is where he can reach.
Yep.
Like, well,
She doesn't flinch.
Well, I'm glad you're on our of course. Glad you're on our side.
She is an inspiration of wolves.
I'm never a threat to my own friends. All right, shall we?
Yes, we are part of the same pack.
Right, we're on the same pack. Here, rubs her nose up. There you go, Scarlet.
Okay, she doesn't seem to enjoy it nor recoil from your touch.
Dog scares the shit out of me.
A very specific, and if you have dogs, and I don't know, so I'm talking about a very specific moment where you try to pet the dog, and the dog's like, I don't like you doing this, but I'm not going to do anything about it.
Yep.
It's super obvious.
Right.
Like crawling in its own skin. Yeah. No, she's like a calm, crystal clear lake.
Also, I have
the problem, Lemmy,
heal.
is you don't know how deep the lake is.
Yeah, something's wrong with that bitch. Yeah.
What do you mean? She is little puppy.
Scolvy just simply looks at Uker to see if there's a command.
Watch Oberon and Lokrik. Make certain nobody do bad thing to them.
Okay. She immediately leaves her spot to a higher spot and then kind of sits down, staring at Oberon and Lokrik. You get by now. Give me a sense motive or a handle animal or knowledge nature, whichever one. If you have 5 ranks in any of those, you can add it to the other one as a synergy bonus. You remember how synergy works, right? If you have a skill that's related to the skill I'm asking, you have 5 ranks.
Yeah.
This is 3.0.
Must be talking directed towards Ahmed, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I was looking up my sheet. What did? No, sorry, I was completely out. What did you say?
Handle animal, knowledge nature, or a sense motive.
No. No 5s. Those.
No 5s, so no synergies. Choose one.
Choose one roll.
Knowledge nature. It's a big dog.
She's smart.
14. Uker's a really good trainer.
14. I didn't.
Like she's a smart wolf?
Yeah, she spoke. Yeah, she spoke with me like me not like his other wolf, not like his dire wolf.
No, his wolf's
retarded.
a big dumb, excitable hormone.
This seemed like a very intelligent, controlled version of that.
Yes.
It's like, okay. Okay. Lemmy's like, all right, we'll deal with that shit when we get to it. It would be the first surprise Uker gives us.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Lemmy. Let's go kill some Lenorm.
Here's your son. What the fuck?
It's the evening. There are many fires and torches that are lit in the city of 20,000-30,000 Voslanders and others visiting from nearby kingdoms, faraway kingdoms, and then maybe even beyond the gate.
Yes.
Let's see. What time of year is it? I think it's fall.
It's early fall?
Journals. It is... oh, right. Elder the 8th, because Ivy the 9th through Elder the 7th, which is 57 days of downtime.
Yeah.
Elder is the first month of winter.
Oh, cool.
So the air is crisp. Many home fires burning. You realize that you may need a cloak when you leave.
Nah, I got a cloak.
You guys find someone who's willing to ferry you guys to the Bubark Arch. For those that haven't seen it before, I can show you what it looks like. So the city basically is where 2 rivers converge and then head out to the sea. But above that Convergence is a castle arch where the High King and his court dwell. And Vosnsaga. Maybe I should just worlds and locations. There we go. There's the Bubark Arch. So there's not a lot of ship traffic right now, but you were able to get a ferry to the side of the Bubark Arch so that you can walk up there. It is past dinner hour, maybe about 8 p.m. by the time you guys reach up to the castle. You're not too sure exactly where Morfar lives.
I'm gonna go up there and say I want to talk to Morfar. It's kind of the plan.
Sure.
Morfar would probably prefer we
that
don't
works.
know where he lives.
John is talking to nothing, unless he's.
Oh, I was just pantomiming you just walking around shouting.
Pretty much. That's Uker's plan.
Okay, you just start yelling, and you do get a couple of soldiers that come over. They've got axes and painted wooden shields. Big beards. They're like, is everything all right? Hey, it's Uker.
Hey, we need to talk to Morfar. Which way do we go?
Give me a diplomacy check to gather information.
Well, shit.
Black lips, freaky looking, wears a cloak, scares the shit out of everyone. That kind of Morfar. Can I help?
Is anybody helping?
Mm-hmm.
It would be best if you told us where Morfar was.
A guy.
Sure. Sounds like
I can help with an intimidate check.
I help.
I help.
And I think Galeth helps.
Yeah.
I'm going to reduce the time to tens of minutes instead of hours because you're in the right place looking for a dude.
24?
24 is pretty good, man. You've been spending ranks in diplomacy.
I spent 11 ranks in diplomacy.
All right. The guards send you to some other guards, and you seem to be talking to some other chief guard, who basically says, like, I shouldn't be doing this, but I think Morfar is with the king right now. News then spreads that you're actually kind of like inside the palace having that conversation, and Morfar, you notice, crosses a doorway within sight, and he glances over at you and just sort of nods you over.
Okay. Oh.
there is torchlight inside there. It's actually they may have lantern light, the distinct smell of whale oil lantern light. Or burning whale oil, and you could see that there are some craftsmen that there's about 4 or 5 of them at tables, and they all seem to be carving different crowns.
Oh, he's deciding what it's going to look like. Oh, that's
and
awesome.
they're like drawings of crowns and that sort of thing, and then they've got one of the thorns from the Iceland Norm. And then one of the thorns from the... Did you deliver the Tarnla Norm to him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you've got 2 different thorns that are already in like these really elaborate looking display cases, and you can see a couple guys looking at them, and they're measuring. The king is on a balcony. It looks like somebody brought his seat all the way onto the balcony. And he's wrapped in this really large bearskin cloak, and he's just sort of overlooking Bubark Arch and little glittering fires of the city. Morfar is overseeing apparently these craftsmen doing whittles of different shaped crowns. You can see one guy is actually like sniffing, like he's been crying, and he's slowly packing up his tools.
They didn't like his crown. We will grab the New Age crown, where it's just like a big triangle on his head.
Big Pope hat. They didn't really like that too much, so he's out of the competition.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the king off to the side. He may be within earshot, depending on how much he's paying attention.
We have two things to talk about. Luker's gonna kind of elbow Galeth.
I don't think you can put mythic spells into the spell staff, Ahmed.
Oh.
Because you have to spend them. There's nothing about the spell that says you can stick a mythic point inside. If you learn the spell Mythic Spell Staff, check to see if it actually has happened, but there may be
a way to make a mythic version of Spell Staff.
Yeah, but definitely heal is a great way to
put in the Spell Staff.
It'll be my regular heal.
Yep.
Okay, that's cool.
I think you should be able to cast it mythically when you actually cast it and spend the mythic point as part of the casting. A Spell Staff basically is an extra slot for a stored spell. So that's
okay, so spend a mythic point while
you burn the mythic
it.
when you cast it.
Okay.
Not when you dump it in.
Sorry, I was just getting notes about prepping spells. They've got 6-level spells now, and Lemmy's pretty happy. Ramit's happy. Okay, Morfar, he glances around. Maybe he invited you in here because you already knew that this was the king's plan.
Yep, the king's super
maybe
crown.
He wanted you to see that the plan is moving ahead.
It's happening.
He actually taps his staff at one of the drawings that you can't quite see, and he points at something, and the one of the craftsmen starts sketching and moving around. You can see there's like litters of scrolls and parchments with drawings of crowns on them that kind of lead all the way up to the king. Like the king's tossed a bunch on the ground.
Yeah.
Morfar Warlock.
What brings you at this hour?
Many things.
Yeah, we've got 2 things. I guess you could say 3, but it's really 2.
He grimaces at it. You don't know if he's smiling at you or if he's annoyed.
He's obviously smiling.
I don't quite understand it myself. Can you explain, Morfar Warlock, what exactly has transpired?
Yig broke.
Thanks, Vicar. So the connection to Yeg up in the northwest has been severed. Yig is no longer connected to this world. This, I believe, something you warned me of.
When you've dabbled in magic, such as I have, you begin to see things, some of which come to pass.
That's fine. If you need to tell you that, and that this changes a lot of things for us. First being, what kind of rods do you have here, and what kind of songs do you have? Because without Yig, you know who I am. I need to reconnect.
I see a sword plunging into fire, and then the smithy goes dark. He's not even fucking paying attention to you as he's staring out the window towards the king as
He says he saw
He's having a prophet.
sword.
He's having a prophecy.
more like he's
Sword.
recalling something that he's seen.
I'm pretty sure he's prophesying all over the floor right now.
Just dribbling
thinks
out of
that-
the old man.
Who thinks that's
bucket.
a reference?
Find
He thinks
out
that's a
prophecies
reference
inside
to,
that head of yours. Smash.
All right.
What's
He
that
thinks that's a
reference
reference to Lockrick. Smithy.
He glances up at Altia. You have gotten larger. And then he stops prophesizing as he states something very obvious.
Perfect. Yep. Maybe that's it, or maybe he's gonna get even bigger.
Also, he wants to whisper to him.
An excellent piece of dentistry.
Told you it would fit.
As I knew it would.
So...
Once I saw that you were tied up in the same ship as these.
What we need now is a way to get back to Yig. We think we can find our way back to Nalbrun. We can find a way back to Yggdrasil.
This is not coincidence that Yggdrasil has retracted from Volsgard.
Yeah, Grinseldic did it. She's real pissed.
Grinseldic did that. It wasn't Yig's choice. Yig decides what worlds to connect to.
Packed away.
Yig would reconnect to this world. I just need to make sure the path is clear. That nature takes its course on the ones that did this.
You struggle against the inevitable.
Yeah, that's what we do.
That is what life is.
I suppose the farmer struggles against the roots and rocks in his field. I suppose heroes have their own.
Kings struggle against kings. Magicians against magicians. Armies against armies. Gods against gods, and on it goes.
But what are you?
I am Mooker.
Yes. Yes, I know. He doesn't look like... He's not cheering.
We're the
like
ones that are
people
balancing. We're the ones that are balancing the powers.
Just another foot soldier.
Evil is too strong. Right. Evil is too strong these days in every world. That's why we're here.
You have come here for the songs that the king has promised you.
That is so.
You will be
also, one other thing.
You will be disappointed with the songs that we have to provide.
Well, you better provide the one for Nalbrun.
We don't know if there's one for Nalbrun. We don't know if it has a ring. We don't know if they know if it has a ring.
Nalbrun, we suspect, has a ring. However, it is not in control of the Nalbrunese.
Can you tell us about it? Who's in control of it?
The outsiders.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll
to Nalbrun, yes. It is a empire that we have not had contact with.
Is it the Empire? Or just our Empire?
It is... From what we have gathered from some of our emissaries, it is an empire of men who use different weapons, cowardly weapons.
Smoke powder weapon.
Cowardly weapons.
Do they not have access to any
Uker's
magic?
just like, my people had those.
Don't they have any access to magic?
Altagar's like, all weapons are cowardly.
Nice.
I would very much like... I have already given you a demonstration of such weapons. These kobolds and dragon kind from Crucible have acquired their weapons from this empire.
Yes.
I do believe that they have reverse constructed these weapons from the spoils of war. And to answer your question, do they have magic? I suspect that anything called an empire has magic.
I guess not every soldier will be able to fire magic, but they can use these weapons of theirs.
That's the thinking of a magician.
So, there's another question. Do any of the song gates that you have control over on the other side have a yig?
We have not explored all of these places very well.
Do we know names?
There are a couple of trade worlds, not very heavily populated. There is one, however, that